Even if the scientist is really careful, it is possible to make a mistake. The startle so filled her with joy that she almost trembled a little. Standard adoption rules apply, and an application must be filled out. I seem to be reduced to being seen only as a sister, Royce's sister. The word is not always used in this proper sense. A company may find it difficult to hold on to its creative people. His acknowledgement was as effective as if he had cleaned up the mess. Not everyone bitten by a poisonous snake will have venom injected. While awaiting treatment, keep the victim calm. Later, when digging a ditch, the man found the lost axe. The frequency with which such activity occurs seems to be increasing. Please let me know what you think of my idea. Only at the end of the 19th century did the colonials put in an appearance. Certain plants are flowering earlier than they once did. Better than recycling glass is to reuse it. They care only about what they themselves like. Help us help the next generation gain better control of its own destiny. Improved study skills will result in getting good grades. Records of sales are good, and so are diary methods. This course is not recommended for children with food allergies. A veterinarian will also be in attendance for any animal injuries or emergencies. It is through confusion that you finally come to clarity. Giving a sigh of relief, I hugged Peter as tight as I could. He grumbled to himself, replacing the little cup on the saucer. This is when egg yolks and oil combine. Whisk for a minute or so until the yolks turn thick. It may be telling me that I am what I have. These are actually the guys who made me famous. He looked like a cowboy taming a particularly stubborn rattlesnake. You begin to accept what is, without considering what could be. Contributions in any amount are welcome at any time. I once asked a very successful person who his mentors were. Slothfulness is far worse than mere laziness or idleness. They were beautiful and wore pretty dresses in all the fairy tales she read. Please choose one class you wish to attend. Take a look around the stone garden on a tour led by our staff. Female sandflies feed on blood, causing extremely itchy bites in humans. How he got down out of that tree he never remembered. Screaming and waving his arms, he threw himself toward the pond. Next morning, the sun was shining brightly on a valley still flooded. We did whatever the wrong behavior was because we enjoyed it. The problem is that our approach to attacking this problem is faulty. It does you little good to respond when you're feeling angry or frustrated. Then came a sound, like water dousing the fire. It was in the face of these dangers that the human mind evolved. Heading across the park, he came to a walled vegetable garden. The number of participants is limited, so please register early. Isn't it necessary to dress smartly these days? Having looked at Na Young's dirty ring, the young man became doubtful. We have asked many children why sports are fun for them. Entries must include a list of recycled materials used. Then Peter realized what a mistake he had made. As I recall, it was Michael who first took a running leap and flew off a dune. It is easy to split old plants and make several new ones. We assume that we know what is best for us. On February 20, 1943, something strange happened in a cornfield in Mexico. Knowing time from the sand glass, he could figure out his speed. Herr Schachner realized that Wolfgang really could play the part. Jackson just wished he had called off the picnic. Philip Race invented what he described as an artificial air. It is vital that all students and staff know what to do should we face a wildfire. To do this, it is essential that we listen to what our customers have to say. Finally recognized, he has forgotten the answer. I don't know what I would have done with them if you hadn't come along. Our primary objective is to find and establish that relationship. The secret of success is for a man to be ready for his time when it comes. When it blew, it was delightful to listen to the wind. We are left searching for utopia, feeling empty and unfulfilled by what we have. I believe there's a huge pent-up drive in each of us to blow off the cap. This beautiful animal seemed to have been attacked by a lion the night before. Working together allows for different points of view and sparks new ideas. It could easily have been handled in person in a positive, brief, and gentle way. As a result, you have to remember more things than you have brain cells for. We treat it as a seed, giving it the water and nourishment required of a seed. He guaranteed productivity by giving himself and his assistants idea quotas. Laotians, Vietnamese, and ties all seem to have gone in for giant water bags. The task was all the more frustrating because the sandpaper wore out quickly. Risk aversion suggests that people should select the $3,000 certain loss. Diamond dust, although in some ways similar to snowflakes, is simpler in form. They feel that they are competent to help and that their efforts won't backfire. Many people regretted not pursuing interests such as golf or stamp collections. She became a friend to a lot of people that day, including the health teacher. It poured lava over about a 10-square-mile area, burying streets and buildings. There are certain things in life that are so obvious as to be beyond question. An engineer looking at a prototype of a remote control might think to himself, some of the burrows that they make are permanent and others are temporary. When I came to, I was on the ground with my face pressed into the dirt. The fact, belief, that anyone will benefit from your actions is a reason. Sometimes we may wonder why things happen the way they do. These layers have nerves in them, which is why tooth decay causes toothache. Frequently both approaches are used, first the one and then the other. I walked sheepishly through the door, absolutely certain I should have changed. Taking your driving test in another car will make the experience more difficult. People think that fleas spend most their time on animals, but they don't. Until hunger and thirst are satisfied, you will not be concerned with safety. Posted nearby is a sign reading caution, gorilla statues may be hot. I constantly catch myself being a perfectionist as a parent and in my career. Hunters and gatherers are not as impoverished as many writers still imply. Many women worked in war industries, manufacturing weapons and supplies. All other things being equal, journalists prefer to tell stories about conflict.